Hello students, good afternoon to one and all. Myself Assistant Professor K.C. Huntinar from Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, CCAB Institute of Engineering and Technology, Vijaypura. As we already started with this module 3, design of a transformer it is. And in that module only, one more important bit of this module it is estimation for the leakage reactance of a core type transformer with the concentric coils it is. So today we are going to discuss it on estimation for the leakage reactance of a core type transformer. This from the exam point of view, this is very important. So without making much delay, let me start the session it is. Okay. See here, what is there? So the leakage reactance of expression for this leakage reactance. So we are deriving now. But before starting this derivation, everyone should be familiar with what is leakage reactance. Getting my point? So that is the reason here. See the first point what I had written here. The estimation of leakage reactance. It is nothing but the estimation of distribution of a leakage fluxes in primary as well as the secondary windings it is. So see here. So what is the meaning of this one? So before estimation, how we are going to estimate this leakage reactance, that will be depends upon how the leakage flux it is going to be gets distributed in primary as well as the secondary windings itself. Based on this leakage flux only, we can estimate the total leakage reactance of a core type transformer it is. Getting my point? So see here basically. So first we should be clear with what is leakage reactance here. So this reactance means what? In reactance it is mainly due to inductive type or it is due to the capacitive reactance it is there. Is it right? Inductive reactance means XL and the capacitive reactance it is represented by XC it is there. Is it right? But in case of a transformer, the transformer basic construction, it will be consist of a primary winding as well as the secondary winding. It is nothing but windings are nothing but the coils it is. The coil it is nothing but which type it is, whether it is an inductive type or a capacitive type. The coil it is nothing but inductive. So that is the reason the leakage reactance means the leakage reactance is a inductive reactance due to the leakage flux it is. Then what is leakage flux? Is it right? So basically one thing I would like to clear here, in a transformer there are two types of fluxes are there. One it is mutual flux and one more it is the leakage flux it is. So what is the meaning of mutual flux? The flux that links with both the primary coil as well as the secondary coil. So but this whatever the flux linking to the primary as well as the secondary coil, but this is not 100%. There is a little less than the 100%. Little less it is nothing but what? That is leakage. Nothing but leakage flux it is. So see here basically there is a some amount of the flux which links only with the primary coil but not to the secondary coil. So that is going to be called it as what? Primary leakage flux. So this primary leakage flux which helps to estimate the primary leakage reactance. Getting my point? Likewise, there is a some amount of a flux which links only secondary coil but not with the primary. So that is going to be called it as what? Secondary leakage flux. And this will contribute for the estimation of secondary leakage reactance. Getting my point? The basic thing it is, in order to estimate this total leakage reactance of a core type transformer, first we need to calculate or we need to estimate the leakage fluxes in both the primary as well as the secondary windings it is. Along with this primary leakage flux and the secondary leakage flux, so this will one more flux it is there. So that is going to be called it as the flux which is flowing through the duct it is. That is represented by pi naught. The duct it is nothing but what? The space between the primary winding as well as the secondary windings, that is going to be called it as a duct it is. So this in this space whatever the flux it is going to be flowing, that is going to be called it as a leakage flux in a duct it is. Nothing but what? In order to estimate this leakage reactance means what are the leakage fluxes we need to calculate? One it is a primary leakage flux and second one it is secondary leakage flux and third one it is the flux which is flowing through the duct it is. Getting my point? So all these fluxes added together, it will give the total amount of the leakage flux it is. So this leakage flux, what it will do, this makes the voltage regulation very poor it is. So that is the reason we need to estimate the total leakage flux. By that we can calculate the total leakage reactance of a core type transformer it is. So that is the reason basically the leakage flux, it depends upon the two factors it is there. So it will be depends upon what? First one, it is geometrical configuration of a coil it is. That it is a primary as well as the secondary coils here. And the second point, it is the permeability. It is nothing but ability to conduct the flux flow it is. So these are the two factors will governs the leakage flux it is. Getting my point? So I hope the basic things are clear here. So after this only, let me start the derivation for this leakage reactance it is. In case of which kind of a transformer? That is core type transformer here. So the arrangement of windings of a core type transformer, which is shown in figure here. So see here, this is the arrangement of the windings here. I see here, concentrate towards this diagram it is. So it is consist of a two windings it is there. This is the secondary winding, this is the primary. This whole together it is going to be called it as a primary winding, and this is the secondary winding here. The space between these two windings, it is going to be called it as that is duct it is. Getting my point? So this is nothing but what it is? Core here. Inside the core only window will be there. Window, it is nothing but what? It is the space for accommodation of a primary winding as well as the secondary winding. So these are the two windings we have shown here. So this is the winding and this will be the core here. Getting my point here? See here. So what I told here, before estimation of this leakage reactance, we have to estimate. First we have to estimate the leakage fluxes in primary winding. Leakage flux in a primary winding, that is represented by pi p, and the leakage flux in secondary winding, that is represented by pi s, and the space between these two primary as well as the secondary winding, that is going to be called it as a duct here. Here also some portion of the flux, it is going to be gets leaked, that is going to be called it as a leakage flux in a duct, that is represented by what? Pi naught it is. Don't get confused with these three terminologies. Getting my point? The flux which is flowing through the primary winding, that is pi p, and the flux which is flowing through the secondary winding, that is pi s. The pi naught, it is nothing but the space between the primary winding, that is, and secondary winding, that is going to be called it as a duct it is. So nothing but duct leakage flux it is, represented by what? Pi naught here. Getting my point? All of you hope clear with these things. See here, the arrangement of the windings of a core type transformer, which is shown in this figure it is. After this here, the problem of circulation of a leakage flux, the problem of circulation of this leakage flux and consequent leakage reactance is going to be greatly simplified. So how the leakage flux, it is going to be circulating to this primary as well as the secondary as well as in case of a duct portion it is. So this can be calculated. Before calculation, some simplification it is going to be done by making some assumptions it is. Just for the sake of simplified version of this one, some assumptions we have done to know how the leakage flux it is going to be get circulated in primary winding, secondary winding as well as in duct it is. So what are those assumptions? So these are the assumptions, very important it is. See here, the first assumption what we have done here, the first assumption, the primary and the secondary windings have an equal axial length it is. So what it is there? So this is going to be called it as what? LC it is, nothing but LC it is nothing but the LC it is nothing but what here? So axial length of a windings, and L0 it is nothing but this is the mean circumference of this duct it is, mean circumference of duct. So next thing it is, these lengths are going to be equal here. The primary, first assumption it is, the primary as well as the secondary windings have an equal axial length it is. Length it is going to be same. Okay. Next, second assumption what it is there, the flux paths, nothing but here, these are the flux paths here. So these flux paths are parallel to the windings along the what axial height it is. Nothing but second point it is the flux paths are parallel to the windings along the what axial height. So height we have considered here. Second assumption it is. Third one, what it is the MMF required for this iron part. Iron part, it is nothing but the core section. The MMF required for this core or iron parts, it is going to be considered as a negligible. Getting my point? This is the third assumption. And fourth one, what it is there? The primary winding MMF, that is IP. The primary winding MMF, it is nothing but the ampere turns it is. Ampere turns it is nothing but ampere means current I, and the turns it is T, it is there. In the primary means IPTP. So this will be equal to the secondary MMF, nothing but ISTS it is. This is the fourth assumption. Primary winding MMF, it will be equal to the secondary winding MMF. So therefore what will happen? Therefore the magnetizing MMF as well as the magnetizing current will be equal to 0 it is. So this is the fourth assumption what we have done here. So next thing it is, that is the reason the total MMF will be AT will be equal to IPTP. This will be equal to ISTS it is. Next, fifth assumption what we have done here, half of the leakage flux, the duct it is nothing but the space between primary winding and secondary winding. Through this space some amount of the flux will be flowing, that is the leakage flux here. So half portion of the leakage flux it will links to the primary, half portion of the flux will links to the secondary winding it is. So this fifth assumption what it is there, half of the leakage flux in the duct which links with each windings it is. Getting my point? Obviously, is it right? Because it is flowing in the space between the primary as well as the secondary winding. Half portion it will be links to the primary side and half portion it will be links to the secondary winding side. So that fifth assumption it is. And sixth assumption what it is there, length of mean terms. So this is represented by, length means L, mean in the sense that M, and terms it is that LMT. So length of mean terms of the windings are equal. Keep it in mind. This is very important point. Length of mean turns of the winding, number of turns, length of mean turns of a windings, nothing but primary winding and secondary windings are equal. This is the sixth assumption it is done. And what about seventh one? The reluctance of flux path through the yoke, it is negligible. So see here, the reluctance it is nothing but what? Opposition for the flux flow it is. That is going to be called it as a reluctance here, which is past reluctance of a flux path through the yoke. But here in this case yoke portion it is not there. Yoke means what I told here, yoke it is also a portion of a core. It links limbs together, it links the or it joins the limbs, LIMBS, limbs together it is. So that is going to be called it as a yoke it is. But the reluctance, opposition for this flux path through the yoke, it is going to be negligible in this case. So this is the seventh assumption we have done. Then what about the eighth assumption? The winding MMF varies linearly from 0 from one end to the another end at AT. See here what I told here, that is for last one it is, that is the eighth assumption what we have done here. The MMF nothing but it is going to be varies from 0 to the AT it is. So the winding MMF varies linearly from 0 here, 0 to the AT. So this is eighth assumption we have done here. With respect to this diagram, so what we get, these are the representations are there. There are three leakage flux paths I told here. So what are those? One, it is the primary flux path, that is represented by pi p, and the secondary leakage flux path, that is pi s, and one more it is the space between these two windings, that is going to be called it as a duct. Through this duct also some portion of the leakage flux will be there, that is represented by pi naught here. The flux in primary, flux in secondary, and leakage flux in duct it is. Okay, these things are clear. So let me take, so L naught it is nothing but mean circumference of a duct. So this is the duct. So in between space, that is nothing but the duct it is. L naught, duct means represented by a knot it is. flux also pi naught we had represented. Length of this duct, it is going to be considered as a L naught it is, but I have not represented here, so I have to represent it here. Just to take that one, L naught it is nothing but mean circumference of a duct, and LC it is nothing but the axial length of this, axially not radially, axial length of these windings. Axial length of this windings, it is represented by what? LC. Keep it in a mind. Getting my point? LC represents the conductor length it is. Conductor nothing but what? Windings, right? So that is the reason it is represented by LC. Axial length of windings, that is represented by LC. And one more thing, it is the mean circumference or length of this circumference of this duct, that is represented by L naught. Don't get confused. The mean circumference L naught and axial length it is LC. Then what is there? Two more bits, BP comma BS. BP it is nothing but what? See here, this is the BP, it is nothing but, this is the radial width it is that radial width of this primary winding, and this BS it is nothing but radial width of a secondary winding it is. Getting my point? So next thing it is small a it is there. Small a it is nothing but what? This is a space between two windings, that is going to be called it as a duct. It is nothing but obviously it will be a width of radial width of a duct. So this radial width of a primary winding BP and the radial width of a secondary winding, that is BS, and radial width of a duct, that is A. Small a it is. Keep it in mind. Don't get confused. So these are the indications we have shown here. Getting? So next thing it is. So next in this derivation there are two portions I am going to consider here. So the first portion it is conductor portion, and the second one will be duct portion it is. Why I had considered here? So we are going to be calculating the leakage fluxes in a windings as well as the duct it is. So this total leakage flux will helps to estimate the leakage reactance of a core type transformer it is there. So in the windings, whatever it is going to be flowing, winding it is nothing but the conductors it is. So that is the reason the conductor portion here I had considered here. So in this portion we have to calculate the leakage flux it is. Leakage flux in a primary winding and leakage flux in the secondary winding it is. For that purpose, what I had considered here, just see here, consider a strip of in the conductor portion, the primary winding I will take here. So this, see the diagram. In the diagram here, this is the primary winding it is there. This black color, what it is indicates, this black color completely. So this is the primary winding it is there. This is the primary winding. So this primary winding only, the red ink, some portion with the help of the red ink pen I have shown here. So this some portion or a strip of this primary winding I had taken here. So this strip, it is having a distance x from primary edge of the primary winding at a distance x, and it is having a width of what? Dx it is. So see here, so this infinite strip of this primary winding I have considered in the conductor portion. The consider and a strip of a width. What is the width of that one? Dx. And what distance I shown here? It is the x from the at a distance x from the edge of a primary winding along the radial width, that is BP, along the width. Getting my point? X BP from the edge of a primary winding along its width I had taken here. So next thing it is, so in order to calculate this leakage fluxes in primary or a conductor portion it is, so first leakage flux will be depends upon the what? Magnetizing component, that is magnetizing component, it is nothing but the magnetizing current, that will be depends upon the MMF it is. MMF it is nothing but the ampere turns it is there. So that is the reason first what I am taking here, the MMF acting across the strip. for some portion of the some strip of the primary winding I have taken here. The mmf, it is nothing but the ampere turns. So that is with respect to the primary side here. See here, in the primary I have considered one strip, it is there. So which is having a width, how much it is there? X it is there along the radial width. So that is the reason X divided by BP, mmf in the sense that ampere turns it is there. Ampere turns, it is nothing but the IPTP. It is X divided by BP into IPTP. So this is nothing but what? This is the mmf acting across the strip. X divided by BP into IPTP. Call this equation as a 1 it is. After this only we'll calculate permeance of a strip it is. So getting my point, the permeance, it is nothing but what? Permeance, it is nothing but it is a measure of the magnitude of flux for the number of turns in a circuit. It is nothing but it measures the ease with which the amount of the magnitude of a flux for the number of turns in each circuit. Getting my point? The permeance, it is nothing but. So just before proceeding this one, just I would like to say some introduction about some bits, some important things about this one. So basically there are two circuits. One, it is an electric circuit, it is there. One more, it is magnetic circuit, it is there. Is it right? In an electric circuit, resistance, it is there. All of you familiar with this one. In an electric circuit, resistance means what? It opposes the current flow. Is it right? It will opposes or restrict the flow of a current. That is going to be called it as a resistance it is. So this resistance will be directly proportional to what? R is directly proportional to the length upon area it is. This proportionality constant R is equal to rho L divided by A it is there. Is it right? So the basic things I am telling here. So R is equal to rho L by A. So rho, it is nothing but resistivity it is. Correct? Then what is conductivity? Conductivity is nothing but the reciprocal of the resistivity. That is 1 divided by rho it will be. This is with respect to what? Electric circuit. Then what about magnetic circuit? In the magnetic circuit, like resistance, reluctance will be there. Reluctance, it is nothing but opposing the passage of a magnetic flux it is. So this reluctance will also be directly proportional to the length upon area. Getting my point? Length upon area, L divided by A it is there. Then permeance, it is nothing but it allows the flux path. It allows the path, it allows flux flow it is. Nothing but permeance will be reciprocal of a reluctance. So thus then how we'll write this one? R, it is directly proportional to L divided by A, that is reluctance. Then what about permeance? The reciprocality of reluctance it is. Reciprocality of reluctance, it is nothing but so L divided by A it is there. Then it will be A divided by L it is. Permeance will be directly proportional to the area upon the length it is. So then this proportionality constant at is going to be represented by what? 1 divided by mu here. But in case of an electric circuit, that proportionality constant, it is represented by a rho it is. That is resistivity. Here the permeance formula, what it is there? 1 divided by mu into L divided by A it is there. Nothing but it is reluctance. But permeance, it is, that is reciprocality. Nothing but mu L divided by A it is. Mu A divided by L. Mu A divided by L it is. So this is nothing but the permeance of a strip it is. So this mu naught I have taken here, mu it is there. Then mu L, it is nothing but what? Length. Length means which side we are doing now? Primary side. Length of mean turns in a primary with respect to the what? L naught means what? L naught, it is nothing but the mean circumference of a duct it is. So LMTP divided by L naught, and a distance of what? How much it is there? The strip we are considering here. At a distance of what? dx it is there. Mu naught LMTP divided by L naught into dx. This will give the permeance of a strip. Call this equation as a 2 it is. Then what we are calculating now? The flux in the strip. The flux in the strip, it will be the product of MMF into the permeance it is. So substitute these things. This MMF, it is what it is there, IPTP x divided by BP into the permeance, it is mu naught LMTP divided by L naught into dx, it is there. So multiply these things, we'll get the equation number 3 it is. Getting my point? So next thing it is, so this amount of a flux which links with the windings, turns it is, number of a turns it is there. Then how many number of turns? Obviously, right? So this flux links with the turns. So what are those links? The flux which links with, so links with this flux, whatever the primary flux it is there, it will be links with this strip, means what I had considered here, which is having a width of x divided by along the radial, x divided by BP, and the number of turns in the primary, x divided by BP into TP. So this much turns will link with this flux, it is nothing but what? Flux linkages. Before calculating the flux leakage, we should know the how much amount of the flux it is linking to the strip it is, or the primary winding it is. So once we calculate the flux linkages, means easily by this value we can calculate the flux leakage in a winding it is. Getting my point? So the flux, it is nothing but the product of MMF and permeance, and we got this equation as a 3, and after this flux links with the x divided by BP into TP turns it is. So then what we have to do? Flux linkages means the flux into these many number of turns it is. So that is represented by d psi 1 it is. So what it is, what we will write? Flux mu naught, equation 3, mu naught LMTP divided by L naught into IPTP x divided by BP into dx. This amount of a flux linking with how many number of turns? These many, x divided by BP into TP. This will give what? Flux linkage, not leakage. That is represented by what it is there? D psi 1 it is. Getting my point? So this d psi 1 will also be equal to this just rearrangement we have done here. Mu naught LMTP divided by L naught IPTP, here also one more TP it is there, that is IPTP square, into x divided by BP, here also x divided by BP it is there, then square it will be. So into what is remaining here? Dx. So this will give the fourth equation. So this is what d psi 1, it is nothing but the flux linkage of a strip it is. Next thing it is, hence the flux linkage of a strip we had considered here, is it right? Flux linkages of what? Strip we have done here. Then what we have to calculate? Hence flux linkages of a primary winding, whole primary winding flux linkage we have to calculate. Now what we are going to do? We are doing the integrating of this one, psi 1. So psi, integrate this one, psi 1, integration of a d psi 1. So this will be, how we'll write? Constants means mu naught it is there, LMTP, L naught, IPTP square, will take it outside, will take this one from this one. So this primary winding from interval what I had taken here, 0 to BP. Why? In the sense that from 0, so this one completely it is varies from 0 to, so completely it is varies from 0 to BP. So this one radial width of this primary winding from 0 to BP, it is going to vary here. So that is the reason interval what I had taken here, interval from 0 to BP, x divided by BP square into dx. So integrate this one and substitute the intervals from 0 as well as the BP, will get it as a mu naught, will get a psi 1 as a mu naught LMTP divided by L naught into IPTP square into this integration. After this integration, or by putting the values intervals from 0 to BP, will get BP divided by 3 it is. Just to solve this one, you will get a equation number 5. So this is going to be called it as a flux leakage in a primary winding. So that is represented by what? Pi 1 psi 1 it is. Getting my point? So next thing it is, so this flux linkage we have calculated in the primary winding, it is over. So only one winding I had considered here. That will also be replicated in the secondary winding also. So next we'll move on to the duct portion. Duct, it is nothing but what I told here, the space between the primary winding as well as the secondary winding, that is going to be called it as the duct portion. So same procedure we have to follow here also. So first what we had calculated in the conductor portion, that is MMF acting across the strip, but here MMF acting across the which portion? That is duct portion. MMF, it is nothing but what? Ampere turns it is there. duct side. With respect to primary only, everything I am doing here. So getting my point. So this is primary side, it is duct portion, some space I am considering here. The mmf acting across the duct will be ampere turns, nothing but mmf, nothing but iptp. Call this equation as a 6. Then what about permeance? Permeance, it is nothing but mu L divided by mu A divided by L, it is there. So mu naught, the length means what is there we have to take? So length means, so we have to take this length, what I am telling here, L naught. L naught, it is nothing but what? L naught, what I told here. So this L naught, it is nothing but the mean circumference of a duct to the axial length of a windings, it is L naught divided by LC. Mu naught L naught divided by LC into A, it is nothing but radial width of a duct, it is. Getting my point? So mu naught L naught divided by LC into A, it will give the permeance of a duct, it is. Call this equation as a 7. Then what is flux? It will be the product of mmf into the permeance. So mmf will be iptp and the permeance, it is mu naught L naught divided by LC into A, it is. Call this equation as 8, it is. So after this, one of the most important assumption we have done. So that is which assumption? In the sense that fifth assumption, what I told here, half of the leakage flux in duct which links with both the primary winding as well as the secondary winding. But in our derivation with respect to primary only, I am doing here half of the leakage flux, nothing but 1/2. It is linking with the primary side. Getting my point? So that is the reason. So that is the reason duct flux linkage with the primary winding, that is nothing but half. Getting my point? Half times of this one mu naught flux. This amount of a flux, this amount of total flux it is in the duct. So this among this half portion of the flux, it is linked with the primary winding. Then next, how we'll take this one? Half of this one, 1/2 mu naught iptp L naught divided by LC into A, it is. Call this equation as a 9 here. So next thing it is, after this only, what we have to calculate? Same like that, a conductor portion it is. So duct flux linkage with the primary winding, it is. The flux linkage means, how we'll write this one? The flux linkages. So this much amount of the flux which is linking to the primary windings, nothing but flux linkage of a primary winding, it is nothing but the pi naught, will represent it as a pi naught. The flux means what it is there? 1/2 mu naught iptp L naught divided by LC into A. This amount of a flux, half of the flux which links to which side? Primary side. And the primary side means it will be consist of a number of turns. This portion of a flux which is linking with TP number of turns, that is primary turns it is. That is the reason I have multiplied here. So 1/2 mu naught iptp L naught divided by LC into A into these many number of turns, TP. So this will give the what? Flux linkage of a primary winding due to which flux? Duct flux. That is represented by what? Pi psi naught it is, not pi psi naught it is. Getting my point? In the primary side, psi 1 it is. In the duct portion, it is psi naught it is. Getting my point? Hence, total flux linkages of primary winding, now I will represent it as a pi p here is equal to psi p is equal to psi 1 plus psi naught it is. Psi 1 it is nothing but what? Substitute here. The psi 1 it is what we got? Psi 1, nothing but see the equation number 5 it is. The equation number 5, you just check it. Mu naught LMTP divided by L naught IPTP square into BP divided by 3 here. From the equation 5, I have substituted for the flux linkage in what side? Primary side here. So that I have taken here. Then psi naught it is nothing but the flux linkage in a primary winding, but due to what flux? Duct flux it is. How much you got it here? So duct flux, so 1/2 mu naught IPTP L naught divided by LC into A into TP it is. Getting my point? I hope. So this is the combination of these two. So all together it will give the total flux linkages of the primary winding, represented by what? Psi P it is there. Just see here what are the commons are there here. Mu naught it is common here. I had taken mu naught outside. IPTP square here also there. IPTP TP, nothing but IPTP square. So shall I take common out from this one? IPTP square divided by here also LC there, here also LC there. So these are the terms are common between these two. That is the reason I have taken it out, and the remaining things I have written inside here. So this equation as a 11. That will be for what? Primary flux linkages. Nothing but total flux linkages in a primary winding it is. So next thing it is just what we are going to do now. Just above equation, this equation number 11, it is going to be simplified by assuming length of a mean turns LMT. So this will also be equal to length of a mean turns in a primary as well as the length of a duct it is. M stands for mean, T stands for a turn, and P stands for the primary. Length of mean turn in primary winding, LMTP. It will also be equal to length of a duct. All together it will be equal to what? LMT. Just LMT without representation of this primary or a secondary or a duct it is. So it is going to be represented as a LMT. So in the 8 assumptions we have done, in that also length we have assumed it as a same for primary, secondary as well as the duct it is. That is the reason I had taken here same length, that is LMT. Instead of this LMTP as well as L0, what I have to substitute now here? So this equation 11 you just see here. Instead of this LMTP and L0. So both are equal to what now? That is LMT. So this is LMT, it is there. So shall I substitute here? Mu naught IPTP square divided by LC. Inside what it is there? Instead of this LMTP, I will substitute LMT. Instead of this L0, I will substitute LMT. Then among these two, inside bracket, LMT will be the common. So that is the reason I have taken it, LMT outside. So outside LC was there, LMT divided by L0. Inside what it will be remaining? BP divided by 3 plus A divided by 2 it is. So getting my point? So this will be the primary flux linkages. Getting my point? Next, what we have to calculate? Once we calculate the flux linkages, means after this we can calculate leakage inductance of a primary winding. So leakage inductance of a primary winding, it is nothing but the ratio of psi P divided by the primary current it is, that is IP. So that is represented by leakage inductance L it is. This will also be equal to psi P, it is what it is there, mu naught IPTP square LMT divided by L0 BP divided by 3 plus A divided by 2 divided by what it is there, mu naught, this divided by IP it is there. This IP will get cancelled. So that is the reason IP I have not taken here. So only mu naught TP square LMT divided by L0 into the bracket of BP divided by 3 plus A by 2 it is. So this is what? Leakage inductance. But what we required with this leakage inductance only, nothing but we can calculate the leakage reactance. Leakage reactance means in the primary side means represented as a XP. Leakage reactance means what? 2 pi FL it is. Is it right? XP it is also equal to the 2 pi F. L it is nothing but just substitute this one. L is nothing but mu naught TP square LMT divided by L0 into the bracket of BP divided by 3 plus A divided by 2 it is. Nothing but what it is? Leakage reactance of a primary winding. I hope all of you clear with these things. Similarly, what we have to calculate? Leakage reactance of a secondary winding. How we can calculate? Just by assuming same thing it is. Just instead of this one, the length of mean turns in a secondary side. That is the reason yes I have represented. And length of the duct, which will also be equal to just LMT. Length of mean turn it is. So just what we have to do? Leakage reactance of a secondary winding in the sense that here primary means XP we had done. Here secondary means XS we are taking now. So wherever in the above equation, here in this equation, wherever the primary we had considered, just we have to consider it for secondary side. The equation will be same here. So this XS will be equal to 2 pi F mu naught TP instead of DP. TS, secondary side it is there, TS square LMT divided by L0 into the bracket of BS divided by 3. Nothing but here primary we have taken, but here secondary, that is BS divided by 3 plus A divided by 2 it is. So all together nothing but primary leakage reactance in primary winding and leakage reactance in secondary winding. Combinedly it will give the what? Total leakage reactance of a core type transformers. I hope all of you are clear with this derivation. From exam point of view, it is very important. Just to practice this one. Okay, thank you.